Yo, it's Outer Wild in the building. Taking a look at Latavius Murray, the flashback card. Have him compared to Thomas Rawls. He's bigger and faster. Most of the stats are pretty similar though. When it comes to running back, pretty much every running back and ball carrier can juke and they can do some spin moves. So it's going to be hard to try to discern who's better and who's not, especially since the coaching adjustments can make sure that pretty much no one fumbles and Juking is pretty much OP. So what you got to take a look at is how these ball carriers are affected and how they react to contact from the defenders and their size and getting in and out of holes when you run the ball. So for Latavius Murray, he was pretty solid at shedding tackles, especially if your defender has the strips ball aggressive on. It's going to be pretty hard for them to tackle Latavius Murray, and you don't have to do any user adjustments. He's just going to break those tackles on his own. And when it comes to carrying, conservative when you have it on conservative for the coaching adjustments for ball carrying. Pretty much no running back's gonna fumble as long as you don't juke or spin right into a big hit stick from a big hitter. So it's worth noting that he doesn't fumble a lot, but coaching adjustments can take care of that for pretty much any running back, which makes players like AP, who are known to fumble a lot, much more valuable. He can definitely truck, as you can see here. As long as you time it within a solid window, you're going to be able to get that truck animation. I feel like they were more forgiving on trucking and spinning this year. As long as you timed it maybe a second or two before you should have, or what the perfect timing is, you're going to get at least a solid animation and break a tackle or fall forward a little bit. So that was very solid for Latavius Murray. Now, with this play here, I showed him being able to weave in and out of tackles. This is a kind of a rarity for him. He's a pretty solid back, so with that frame that he has when going through the middle on HB dives and powers and going through the tackles, he's going to get caught by a lot of arm tackles from the defensive line because now they reach out and grab running backs, and bigger running backs will have that problem this year because going through the middle is a little bit tougher because there's more of them to grab, and the defensive line is definitely going to grab it. Now for Latavius Murray, I feel like when it comes to ball carrying moves, spinning was definitely his top target, but I think it's because spinning is just OP in Madden in general. When you see that spin right there, I spun outside of the ball carrier, the defender, even though he had a pursuit angle coming towards me, which maybe would happen against a Pee Wee defender, but an NFL tackler or defender, most of the time, if you're going to spin into them when they're going to outside pursuit, it's going to be a tackle. I don't really have any complaints for Latavius Murray except for the one about his size, but that's one of the reasons why you get him. You get him because he's a big guy who can move and who has good speed. But otherwise, he can catch, he can juke, he can spin, he can truck. There isn't no complaints. It's just that with the game's mechanics this year, going through the middle is a little bit tougher with someone like him, simply because he's going to get grabbed a lot more by those defensive linemen. I definitely do think you should pick him up if you're looking for a starting running back. He can be a 3-down running back. He goes for around 60,000 on the PlayStation auction house. He's definitely someone you should pick up if you're not planning on doing those team leader sets. That's it for this video. See you guys around next time. Peace.